Hi, I'm Carrie. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about what's coming up in my practice for 2025. First, I want to say a big welcome. I'm glad to have you here. To the new subscribers that decided to join me in this journey on my channel in the month of December. I'm so blown away by how many new people came and checked out my channel last month, and I hit my 1,000 subscriber mark, which I couldn't believe. I didn't think it was going to happen until sometime after the new year. My husband kept telling me, no, you're going to hit it before Christmas. And he was right. That doesn't happen that often. But he was right. And I'm very grateful for you all sticking around and checking things out. And I hope you continue to hang out and share your practice with me also. So, in all honesty, this is the second time I'm filming this video because I don't know what I want to talk about. I came to this video with zero plans. It's just a fly by the seat of your pants kind of video, which is par for the course here on this channel. I've been debating about whether or not to do like a combination of wrapping up 2024, talking about 2025, and honestly, I just want 2024 to go away. I'm done with that year. There's nothing I want to talk about. I'm just kidding. But anyway, 2024, I do wrap up videos every single month here. I don't really see the point of recapping the whole year or anything. And as far as the month of December goes, I did nothing. I took a big time, serious break from my tarot practice. The only thing I participated in was Tarot Advent. I think I did end of the year, like just a very small, like 3-card reading for myself, and that was it. I didn't take client readings. I didn't want to pick up a deck of cards. I was a little bit burnt out. I'm not complaining in any way. I was very blessed in 2024 with the amount of new clients that came on board, the readings that I did every month. I was extremely busy with that. And I feel very blessed and fortunate that that was the kind of year that I had. But if anybody else does professional readings, reads for other people or clients, you can weigh in the comments. But sometimes you get a little bit burnt out from it. And when I've done so many readings for others, I don't want to read for myself, at least for a little bit anyway. And that's how I was feeling in the month of December. So there really isn't much to talk about as far as that goes. And as far as the whole of wrapping up 2024, the only thing I would really mention is my death card year. I calculate that, with my birthday in the current year. And boy, it lived up to its meanings. Endings, transitions, letting go, releases, changes. It lived up to every single thing that a death card represents. I didn't put too much emphasis on it when I had originally calculated it at the beginning of the year. I didn't really think about it too much. I did track it every month though, and it was all nice and smooth going for a portion of the year. And then all this hard-hitting stuff just made an appearance, and it was just like one slam after another of letting go and transitioning. And it's really about letting go and letting a chapter end in your life so you can level up into something new and something better. And I had endings all the way through almost the end of December, and that's exactly how I felt about them. When I spent December reflecting on everything, reflecting on my channel, reflecting on my practice, clients, all of it, my personal life, and the things that walked away or the things that ended or what changed in my life. Honestly, I don't have regrets, or I'm not sorrowful over any of it. It needed to happen. And I know that it is pushing me into alignment with something else. You know how people talk about they feel like, they're rising above something. That is the feeling that I started getting as December progressed and I was coming up into the new year. And that's how I am going into the year of 2025. I am embracing it as a leveling up, and we're going to see where this new year takes me. So let's get into that. I've decided to do my dot grid journal in a junk journal style. I've added tip-ins and things. I've just done a couple little months here till I see how many readings I'm going to end up doing. But junk journals make me happy. They make my heart happy. I get excited when it comes to writing in junk journals. So why not bring that into my tarot practice? January is my birthday month, so I will be doing a big birthday reading here for myself. So let's talk about my word of the year. Every year I pick the word of the year. Last year my word was simplify, and I chose that word because I stripped everything out of my tarot practice and created a new foundation to build it back up. This year I was kind of floating between two words, but I chose the word focus. I don't know what the hell has happened to me since I went into full menopause, but the brain fog is real and the ADD is real. I never had that problem in my life before, ever. I didn't suffer from not being able to finish tasks, getting distracted, and that sort of thing. And that has been a huge downfall for me in the past, I don't know, 4 years or so. I've noticed that I get easily distracted, and so I chose focus because I want to remove those distractions from my life. How I'm going to go about doing that yet, I don't know. I'm just a day by day right now. That's another thing. I didn't make any huge goals for 2025 either. I'm just going day by day, making small adjustments where I need to make them, thinking a little bit ahead, but not thinking a year or two ahead, sort of thing. So remove distractions was the key phrase as far as choosing the word focus. Another thing was finishing started projects. I have 2, 3 journals upstairs that I have started, put papers together, but never fully finished. I have my son's senior year. He's in his second year of college, and I have his senior year pictures from high school that I've never scrapbooked. I want to finish projects that I started. So that's another thing on my list. I want to get a better understanding of what I have and start deep diving my tarot collection. I had this conversation with a friend. We were talking about when our collections were smaller and when we were just starting out, and how we knew our decks inside and out. We knew everything about them. We knew the guidebooks well. They, felt like that trusted friend. And I'm not saying that my decks don't feel like that now, but I have so many that I don't know. They're just acquaintances sitting in my tarot cabinet, waiting for a little bit of attention. That's how I feel about some of the decks that I have in my cabinet. I don't know them. I want to get to know what I already have, because I feel like I continually purchase new decks to fill some sort of void, to fit into a slot or what I think is an existing hole. But in all honesty, do I already have something that would already fit into that little niche that I'm looking to fulfill? I was reflecting on that as the year was ending also, is, what am I looking for? Because I have way more Oracle. I have like double the Oracle compared to Tarot. So what am I continually buying Oracle for? What am I looking for in the perfect Oracle deck? That's what I've been thinking about. So maybe if I start deep diving some of those Oracles and my Tarots more, I won't feel the need or get distracted by shiny new things. And I won't feel the need to continually bring in the amount that I was bringing in before. Because if you paid attention to my videos in 2024, there was a lot of new decks that came into this house, a lot. So I want to get to know them. I want to play with them. I want to read with them. I want to maybe read. Now, I do keep some decks for myself, but I do want to read for others with them. So that's another reason why I chose the word focus. And the fourth one is to keep sight on goals. Now, like I said, I didn't set huge, big goals or anything, but maybe set some monthly goals or think about some intentions just, per month that I want to do. I don't know. Like I said, fly by the seat of your pants kind of thing, and, see how that works out for me. So that is my plans and intentions for that word, the word focus. And I have plenty of space here to add other things in as the year progresses. I didn't fill the whole page. I didn't want it to feel overwhelming because, like I said, the main thing with focus is to remove the distractions so I can get a grasp on what I've got going on, what I already have in my life, so I'm not constantly trying to bring in something else. So, my new card for this year is Temperance, and I'm kind of glad. I'm glad that Temperance is coming forward. So it's a year of balance and harmony and transmuting, and it's that fire and water, opposites attract, and when they come together, making them into something better. Lemons into lemonade kind of thing. And I'm looking forward to that. So, because with that moderation and self-control, that goes along very well with my word of the year focus. But it also brings in the energy of the fives. So we've got the Hierophant questioning beliefs, looking at what I'm doing and is it still fitting for me? Am I just going through the motions of certain things? Maybe learning something from others, taking that wisdom and adopting that into my life. But, the Five of Cups, Wands, Swords, and Pentacles, those are all difficult energies. So it's going to be interesting to see how the fives play into this temperance energy and what takes the lead certain months, because I did that with my death card and the fours, and I would just write like a single word that represented each one of those energies and then mark off. Let me see if I can show really quickly. So like in December, I would just write those single words for each thing and then mark off which one, stood out more that month. So that's my plan going forward, because I really enjoyed following and tracking that and then writing my reflections on it also. But we are in a universal energy of 9, and if you do numerology, that's completions and endings, cycles coming to an end, kind of like, I guess, the death and the world card sort of thing. But I am going with the Hermit energy. So we are in a year of self-reflection, keeping outside influences out, listening to our own wisdom, not so much the advice in that from others, retreating, stepping back from things, but also making sure that you're not isolating too much. And then that all comes with the Nine of Cups, Nine of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands. So that's going to be interesting to see how these play together, because the strength energy from last year really did play a role with my death card. Because when I was going through some difficult things, especially in the fall, and I was going through difficult things, and I had to rely on not only my own inner strength, I had people stepping up and being there for me and just saying, it's going to be okay. You're better than this. You're stronger than this. And I mean, really being in my corner. And it was so nice to have that extra support from the outside, which was, like I said, the universal energy of strength last year. So this I really enjoyed doing in my practice. So I'm looking forward to doing this in 2025 also. So I am still doing my omens, and at the time I'm filming this, because I'm like, last minute Louie here. We only have 2 days left of our Omen days. And there's a small group of us doing it over on Discord. Some are sharing their cards. I thought I would share with you the cards that I am using for my omens, or part of my omens, because I'm also paying attention to what's going on in the world outside. So the first deck that I am using, do I have these upside down? Well, partly, is this little deck I picked up off of Etsy. This is independent from Midnight Oracle, the Healing Bones Oracle cards. I think these are so cool looking, and I think that they would pair very well with the Antique Anatomy Tarot. Let me move that over a little bit. So how I'm using this, I'm just pulling a single card for each day to represent the month. And I'm like seeing what words stand out on the card, because there's no guidebook, it's just what's on the card. But I'm also going to pay attention to what part of the body it is for that month and how that plays a role in things also. I just thought that would be really neat to see. I don't know. I just thought it was another layer, I guess, basically, to the cards. So this is one deck that I am using, and I don't know if this is still available or not, because it kind of goes in and out of availability. But she has several little decks like this on her shop, or in her shop, I guess I should say. The next one I'm using should be no surprise. If you've been here for 5 minutes, you know how much I love this deck. And this is the Citadel Oracle, and it is by Liminal 11. This is mass market, in case you're new, never seen it, whatever. And I am using this kind of for archetype energy. But I'm also pulling another layer from these cards and using the element that is shown on the cards also, like fire and air and water, I believe. So I am pulling that in also to my omen and seeing how that appears for me throughout the month. But I'm taking the keywords off of here, looking in the guidebook really quickly, seeing if there's anything else that stands out to me. I love this deck so much. A third oracle. I'm not using any tarot. Whoops, I don't know if I hit my mic. I'm not using any tarot for my omens at all. Just not feeling it. So I am using the Green Witches Oracle deck by Erin Murphy Hiscock and Sarah Richard. I saw this deck on Shanna's channel. I've never really seen this deck anywhere before, or talked about on other channels before. And I think she showed this when she showed her Folia, which is that independent oracle, and they seemed very similar. And the Green Witches Oracle is mass market, so I thought I would go ahead and give this one a try before I invested in the Folia Oracle. Although, oh my God, does that Folia Oracle, it is so beautiful. It sits on my wish list. It just does. But anyway, I really like the guidebook because you have, winter, and then I have some 3 keywords at the bottom. And then in the guidebook, let me get to the page for winter. There's also a reflection statement. What big lessons have you learned after slowing down and allowing yourself time to reflect on what has ended or passed? So I've been making note of those for my omens also, and I think that's going to be another interesting layer for each month too. But I really enjoy this little deck, and I can't believe I'd never really seen it anywhere or talked about before. Or maybe it was and I just missed it. The final deck that I'm using is the Under the Roses Lenormand. And let me tuck this over here just for a minute. is Under the Roses Lenormand, because I want to get to know my Lenormand decks a little bit better. I want to use them instead of them just sitting in my cupboard collecting dust. Last year, I played around and I pulled 3 playing cards, and that was so on point and very interesting the way those playing cards showed up for me every month. So I'm really interested to see how this works. I'm doing the same concept with these that I did with the playing cards. I made a single, or like 1 or 2 sentences from the playing cards, and that's what I'm doing with this. I'm looking at them, writing a couple keywords down, and then I'm making like 1 or 2 sentences from them to see how this plays out for me as I explore my omens as each month appears or comes up. I don't know what I'm saying today. I'm tired. But anyway, yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what comes out of that. What I have noticed, though, is all 4 of those decks have some sort of cohesive message to them. They talk kind of about the same energy or along the same lines in some way. So I like that they're all in sync with one another, which just amplifies that message. And like I said, we're going to see how that all works out. And I talk about those in every wrap up here that I do at the end of each month. So what else am I doing for 2025? Let me get back into my journal. So something else that I am doing for this year is I decided to pull an animal guide card, and I used my trusty Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. And I had intentions of pulling 1 card and 1 card only, but no, it was 3. 3 cards came out, and these are my 3 cards right here. So we have the Spider Spirit, and it says make your dreams real. And I looked up in the guidebook, and some of the things were co-create with spirit, clear intentions, dragonfly, truth transcends illusions, and it was pay attention to truth, unity with all. An eagle spirit was spirit has your back, new heights, claim what's yours, and divine timing. Everything about these cards, when I read the write-ups, resonated with me on some level. I am leaving 2024 behind. I am leaving those endings that happened behind. I am rising above that and moving forward. And that's kind of what I get from all of these, especially this co-create with spirit, because that's something that I've really been feeling is working on more manifesting this year. I always do an abundance bowl. I always set all these intentions around abundance of some sort and put in there, but I want to do other intention settings. I want to do more manifestation, more bringing things towards me this year. I just feel that that's the energy that is, resonate. Oh, and this Spirit Has Your Back here from Eagle Spirit, it plays into my angel guide and angel number of the year. I mean, why not? Why not just pull a bunch of things for the year and see how they all fit? But honestly, if you look at each piece, it's like a puzzle. Each little piece is the co-creating with spirit. There's a corner piece, and spirit has your back, and maybe that's your foundation piece, and seeing through illusions to get to the truth, maybe that's your center of your puzzle. And everything is like a puzzle piece, and it all fits together to create this full picture for the year ahead. And so it's not like I feel like I've pulled too many cards for what's coming in the new year, because like I said, it's just all little pieces of a puzzle that make the bigger picture. Anyway, so I'm rambling, I know. I pulled an angel guide for the year, and I pulled it from this deck. This was gifted to me, and I didn't ask her if it was okay to mention who gifted it to me, but she's very sweet, such a nice and loving person, and I'm really glad that she thought of me and sent me this deck. But this is the Angel Oracle by Christina Orochi, artwork by Nina Catherine. And I'd never heard of this deck before. I guess this is an independent deck. It's very pretty. It's really glossy. The guidebook for it just is a small write-up for each of the angels. And then, well, for Michael, there's, you know, a channeled message and a prayer. And that's, I guess, for each one of these archangels. And then you have your other cards. What does she call them? Let's see. Then you kind of have like energies, like new opportunities, enlightenment, higher perspective, after you get through all the archangels and everything. So that's what this deck is made up of. But my card for this year was Archangel Haniel, however you say it, inner healing. I always put the IL to Jeremiah, something like that, you know, whatever. Can you tell I've had very little sleep? That I'm like circling around and I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But anyway, let me find this in here. So you have the write-up for this archangel, your world taken care of as you walk this healing path, a channeled message, and a prayer, if you want to say a prayer for that. The write-ups are very beautiful in here, but some of the things that stood out to me was a higher level of truth, which brings us back here to dragonfly spirit and truth transcends illusions. Can't ignore issues. Peace, divine love, divine support. Divine support comes back here to eagle spirit. Spirit has your back. So they're like, you know, syncing together, coinciding with one another, kind of bringing about the same message. And then I pulled an angel number. I had no intentions of pulling an angel number. Let me move some stuff because I've got too much going on here. I have a couple, I think, angel number books. I've looked things up online, you know, about numbers, repeating numbers, angel numbers, those kind of things. But I picked up this deck, the Angel Number Oracle, 55 card deck and guidebook by the Pulp Girls. This is mass market. I picked that up off of Amazon. I really like this. I really like this deck. You just have your numbers and a key phrase or word on each one of these cards here. And the colors are very pretty also. And then in the guidebook, so let's look up the number for me, 222. You have a short little write-up here about it, but then you have upright and a reversed meaning and an affirmation. And I really like that each one of these has a little affirmation. What is so interesting about this number when I pulled this card is, remember when I said for focus, I was trying to choose between two words, or I could have had another word in place of focus? That word was alignment. I, honest to God, thought about choosing alignment for my word of the year. So for this to come out was odd. It was just strange, you know? I mean, it was interesting. I believe in that kind of thing. I know some people don't, and they just see it as, oh, it's a coincidence, but I believe that things are presented to us at the certain time for a certain reason. And the thing about 222 is I had been seeing it weeks prior to this. It was showing up. I would happen to look at the clock, and those were the numbers on the clock. I would wake up at that time in the middle of the night. I would go on YouTube and go to someone's channel, and their subscriber count was 222. It was just weird. It was coming up all the time for me in the month of December. So the fact that this card is the one that flew out from the deck, because I shuffle until I get some sort of a jumper, was just very synchronistic as far as I'm concerned. So it's about connection, harmony, a balance in your emotional, mental, and physical, which goes along very well with my temperance card of the year. And then we've got find your footing with community, building and being open to growth. Well, if I'm just coming out of a death card year, I am now open. I am growing. I am ready for the next phase. So everything about this number fits and resonates in my soul. It hits me a different way. I don't know how to explain it. If you've ever had that kind of feeling before, you can let me know in the comments below. So those are the cards that I have pulled for the beginning of 2025, and working with my Temperance card at the same time, working with the universal energy every month. Those are just going to be a monthly thing. We're going to see if this number ends up playing a role each month in some way, and I'll have to make sure to notate that. We're going to see if any of these animals end up showing up for me in some way throughout the months. And the same thing with this archangel. I've worked with several different archangel energies before. I've never really worked much with her energy, so it'll be interesting to see how this angel steps forward for me, how that energy steps forward for me. So let's talk about other things that I'm doing in my practice. One of the things that I started doing somewhere around probably mid-December was I started my first Commonplace book. I watched several videos on it. I'm probably not doing it right, but I don't care because the information in it is just for me. So that's all that matters, is if I can find it. But what I am doing is I have a tendency to see things on Instagram, watch videos on YouTube, save them so I can go back to them later and either try that practice, try that spread, something along those lines, and I never do it. I have all kinds of playlists full of videos where I want to go back and add something in or explore how they did something, and I don't ever do it. I'm really, really bad about that. So I thought if I started a Commonplace book and started really paying attention to those things that, not every little thing that I see, but something that really resonates with me differently, where I want to explore it and see how it's going to work for me, is to write it down in this notebook. So that is what I have been doing, and I'm excited about it. This is such a beautiful practice that I have been seeing another tarot tube creator do, and it is Sarah from Cedar Moon Witch and her channel. If you have not been to Sarah's channel, please go over and check it out. She does some walkthroughs, and she shares things from her practice, but she is exploring the Magdalene, and she has created her own spreads to coincide with the 7 trials, I believe, and she can correct me if I'm wrong, or you could check out her channel and see what she says about it, because I might be misquoting that, but she is creating her own spreads to go along with each of the 7 trials of Mary Magdalene, and she has done 1 through 3 so far, and then she, pulls her cards and she reads her spread and everything in her video, and it's just such a beautiful practice, and I'm really enjoying these videos where she's sharing these spreads and this exploration of Mary Magdalene and everything. So I wanted to make sure that I put these all together here in this notebook so I can try that out for myself maybe at a later date, because Mary Magdalene energy is one that I do want to explore down the road. But I am diving into Mother Mary. Mother Mary and I are going to have an interesting exploration together, and I'm going to talk about that in a moment. Something else that I am doing this year is I got this book, journal, whatever you want to call it, from Hay House, The Power of Your Thoughts. It's by Louise Hayes. It's a guided journal, and it's about your thoughts and the impacts that it makes. And the reason I got this is I am constantly saying how much our words and our thoughts have power and how much weight they hold and carry in our life. and how it attracts like. So depending on the words that you're saying, depending on, that energy behind that and everything, I'm just a believer in that. And there's a big shift that I want to make in my thoughts and everything this year. And I struggled with that. I struggled with that in 2024. And if I'm going into this rising above, leveling up type energy, I want to really be mindful of what I'm saying, what I'm thinking, especially what I say to myself. Because I am my worst critic. I am harder on myself than anyone else ever could be, and I want to stop that. I really, really, really want to stop that. But I'm a very big believer in, kind of what you put out is what you get back. And I want to make sure that I am putting out that right kind of energy. So I am going to work through this journal. And I talked about this briefly when I did my, I don't know, whatever video it was just a couple months ago, where I got these books in from Hay House when they were having their big 50% off sale and everything. This is one of the books that I picked up. It's all magic, 365 reflection on astrology, tarot, and manifestation by Eliza Kelly. This is a chunky little book. It is something different for every day of the year, basically, but I'm not going to read through it like that. I am going to sit this out and open it up bibliomancy style, and then see what the message is for me today. And maybe see if something like that fits into my day, or take it as a reminder to be a little bit gentler with myself, or whatever it may be. I don't know. We're going to see how the practice works. If it doesn't work for me, I'll ditch it. But for right now, that is my plan with this book. I am going to start doing that since that is already sitting out. I'm going to talk a little bit about a practice that I'm going to start, and then I'm going to show you the handful of things that I got for Christmas that were gifted to me. So I talked about wanting to deep dive my collection. So the very first deck I am deep diving this year, and I am starting this in a couple weeks with a fellow friend, is the Biblical Tarot. And this, I know you can get this off of Amazon, so I guess it's, I don't know. I think it's still independent. I don't think that it's mass market. But me and her both have the larger guidebook, and we are going to be exploring the little guidebook that comes with it, and we're both going to be reading the larger guidebook and deep diving this deck together. And I am going into a practice working with two goddesses together. I am going to be working with Mother Mary. I have worked off and on with Mother Mary for 4 or 5 years now. And I'm going to be working with her in conjunction with Hecate, because I just started exploring Hecate just a few months ago. And I've been having these dreams, and there's just certain things and synchronicities that have been showing up in my life for me to actually work together with these two energies. And I consider Mother Mary a goddess. So I am going to be exploring Mother Mary from the light aspect, and I'm going to be exploring Hecate, goddess Hecate, from the shadow aspect, and we're going to see how this plays out. I'm going to be pulling or doing a light and shadow reading for myself every month. Like the light message would be from Mary, the shadow message would be from Hecate, and seeing how that works out for me. So the fact that we are exploring the Biblical Tarot together right at the beginning of this year, and I am stepping full force into this Mother Mary, working with her and the other goddess, I just think is, you know, so in sync with one another. And I'm really excited for this. I don't know how long this practice is going to go on. It's not just going to be a month. I can tell you that. It is something that I really want to dive into and that I really want to explore. So that is going to be a huge, huge part of my practice in 2025, is exploring those two goddesses together. And I am going to do it in this beautiful new journal that was gifted to me for Christmas. It's leather, but it has like this like handmade paper in here. It is, oh, it's just so pretty. And I'm going to be doing my work with Hecate and Mary in this journal because it just needs to have something special wrote in here, and that's what I'm going to use that for. So let me share a few Christmas gifts that were gifted to me, and then I am wrapping this video up because I've probably been yammering on here forever. I started collecting little crystal skulls, oh my gosh, several years ago when my cousin gifted me a little tiny rose quartz skull. And I thought it was the coolest thing. And ever since then, my husband's been trying to buy me one or two, you know, at Christmas time. And this year I got an obsidian skull, which I am so excited to have this obsidian one. And I have a strawberry quartz, a Casera, I think is the other stone, chevron, amethyst, and a fluorite skull too. So he or she, I have not sat with the energy of it yet, is getting added over there into my little skull council. And my husband asked me what I wanted in the way of crystals. And I said I wanted a sunstone, a sunstone palm stone, because I wanted to work with holding a sunstone in one hand, holding a moonstone in the other hand, and exploring the energy of those two crystals together, working with them, meditating with them, you know, fire and the moon kind of like water, or you've got that feminine energy, masculine energy, that sort of thing. So when he went over and was talking to the person at the crystal place, she talked him into picking this up for me. And I kept the thing on here so I knew what it was at first. It is a combination of moonstone, she said, with this piece of sunstone in it. It's really cool looking. It's not going to work for the practice that I wanted to do with it, but that's okay. It's really cool looking. I am so grateful that he got it for me. But yeah, I've never seen a moonstone, sunstone kind of combination here. But that was something that was from him and my son. A couple of the decks that were gifted, they were sent in an Amazon package that had no name. I don't know who the gift was from. It was off my Amazon wish list that I have linked in my description box. So if you sent these to me, thank you. I truly appreciate it. I don't know how to thank anybody other than mentioning that here on this channel, because yeah, these were sent. So the first one is the Paws Tarot, Future in Your Paws, a deck by Y Spell. I put this on my Amazon wish list because I think these cats are hysterical. I don't know what it is. I don't have a lot of cat decks. I'm not going to say that. Every time I say I don't have animal decks, I do. But I just think the way these cats are drawn is just so funny. And I just thought it would be a great good mood deck to have in my collection. not to take the place of the Happy Tarot or anything, but just kind of another, look at this mouse and all these ninja cats. I can't help it. This deck is hysterical. And I'm so glad someone gifted this to me, because this really made my day. It's just too cute and too funny, and I can't wait to use it, because you know, sometimes you just need to use a fun, lighthearted deck to do some readings with. So this was one that was gifted. The next deck that was gifted is the Oracle of Awakening by Lelania Simone. I put this on my, I don't even remember where I saw this, but I put this on my wish list after I had seen some images of it, because it's that collage style. I love that collage style artwork. I am a sucker for collage style decks. I adore them. Did I say how many cards it was? It's 44 cards. It has this beautiful like hot pink or hot purple, purplish pink gilding on it, and I think it's so pretty. So we'll see if it pairs up with my collage decks. Maybe I'll just, you know, use it on its own. Maybe I'll not use it with a collage deck at all and use it with a different style deck. I don't know. I just love the artwork on here. Like I said, this, give me a collage deck and I'm a happy girl. So I got this one. One of the ones that I was super excited about getting is the Earth and Bone Oracle by Syrian Shadow. I missed out on getting the, what is it called? The Haunted Manor? I think the Haunted Manor. I hope that one goes mass market. Oh, I have like fingers crossed for that. I don't know if it will, but the Haunted Manor that Syrian Shadow put out, it was on Etsy, and I should have gotten it, and I didn't. But anyway, I am super excited to have this one, and this is one of the decks that I am going to use working with Mother Mary and Hecate together. And I think I'm going to do a separate video showing the decks that I am going to use for that practice. So I don't know when I'm going to get that video done, but I'm definitely going to do that. And this is one of them. I think this is a perfect deck to maybe explore the shadow aspect of everything, like I said, with Hecate and that. So we're going to see how that works. But oh my gosh, I have been, I guess, lusting after this deck for a while. So I was super excited that that was in the box also. And then the final deck in the box that arrived, which I think is just very synchronistic for the practice that I had been thinking about doing all through December for this coming year. And that's the Christ Consciousness Oracle by Amanda Ellis, artwork by Jane Delaford Taylor. The box is too big for my cupboard, so I put it away. The cards are going to sit in a bag next to the guidebook, but I just thought this was a perfect deck to have if I'm going to be working with Mother Mary, and maybe, you know, pull some cards from this too. I don't know. We will see. Like I said, I'm just figuring out where I'm headed with that practice and everything. So I just thought it was a great thing to see in that box that, you know, everything just works really well with like the practice that I am starting. So I was excited for these decks to show up. Thank you again to whoever sent them. I am truly, truly grateful that you chose to gift these to me. So as far as my channel, I haven't made any plans for like what's ahead in 2025 here, but I would like to hear from you. If you want to share with me, what would you like to see? Is there a certain type of video that you like to watch? Is there something that you would like me to maybe explore, or something I already do that maybe you want me to talk more about here on my channel? I'd really like to hear about that. So you share that with me in the comments below. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate you being here. If you like the video, you know, thumbs up, share, like, subscribe. all that good, happy YouTube stuff. And until I see you next time, bye.